Stabilization work requires us to think carefully about the roles and the functions of the different components, especially the civilian and police, and it has implications too on the operational efficacy and on training needs and requirements, amongst other aspects. We have seen from our earlier discussions that the requirements placed on African peace operations are undoubtedly expansive and they're multifaceted, as reflected in the mandates that are bestowed upon missions in Somalia, Mali and the Central African Republic. And military, political and peace-building activities need to be undertaken in most cases simultaneously, and we also had some discussion on this in the previous session. The language of the AU Peace and Security Council in its various communiques and mandates increasingly imposes significant and ambitious tasks to these various missions, requiring them to support host countries as they transition from a state of conflict to a state of peace. And this reflects positively to a greater awareness that political initiatives and processes are a necessary accompaniment to military security efforts as we seek to achieve a durable, sustainable peace. Whilst the concept of stabilization needs to be further discussed and clarified in the African Union context, we have come to broadly understand it as the elimination or the neutralization of armed elements so as to create the necessary conditions for restoring and extending state authority, for providing essential services or justice to the population, and rebuilding of state institutions, to name but a few. And thus we can understand within this context how critical it is to ensure the incorporation and integration not only of military elements but also civilian and police elements. And in this way, in assessments, in planning, in evaluation processes for peace support operations with stabilization missions, we need to integrate right from the start, and we should bring together the various aspects: political, human rights, humanitarian development, and so forth.